Hello everyone, I hope you guys are doing well. So, in the previous lectures, we have seen the basics of Python, control statements, loops, and data types and variables, right? So, in this lecture, we are going to see the introduction to functions. What are functions? What are the uses of functions and types of functions? Okay, so we will be learning function, recursion, and this all the topics in this chapter. So, first, let us see the basics of function and these are the course outcomes what you'll be learning in this course and what you guys will be able to execute after completion of the course, right? So let us see what is a function. Function is a block of related statement designed to perform a computational logical or a evaluative task. So the statement is little complex, right? So let me make it very simple. Function is a block of statements which is used for repeating the same task. Okay, so function is nothing but it contains a certain statements. Once we call the function, all the statements will be executed, and we can call the function infinite number of times. Okay, so we will be seeing the example, so you guys will be able to understand more easily. So the idea is to put some commonly and repeatedly done tasks together and make a function so that instead of writing the same code again and again for different inputs, we can do the function calls to reuse the content in it over and over and again. Okay, so I hope you guys got it. What is the basic use of function? Instead of repeating the code again and again, once we create a function and put some certain statements under it, once we call it with different inputs, it will be executed multiple times. Okay, so function can be both built-in or user-defined. It helps the program to concise, non-repetitive, and organized. Okay, so built-in functions are nothing but the functions which are available in Python. That is nothing but print, input, and etc. Those are already built-in, right? They are already inside Python. User-defined are nothing but we will be creating function. Okay, so we will be creating function. We will be calling the function in order to use it. Okay, so let us see the syntax to write a function. So in order to write define a function, we will use a keyword def. Okay, def space function name, and inside that one there is a thing called parameters. I will be explaining you what are the parameters and etc. And inside and put a colon at the right side and take a indent block here. So I have explained you in the previous lectures as well. To take indent block, just press tab from here, tab that is available on your keyboard, and it will give the proper indentation, and we can add the statements, and after that we can do the written expression. Okay, so first of all let us see the basics. So creating a function, we can create a Python function using def keyword. Okay, and next thing is calling a function. Calling a function is nothing but just write the name of the function, and you can pass any number of arguments or parameters to the function, so the statements inside the functions will be executed. You guys need not to worry, I will be explaining you the use of functions using a code. You will get it. Okay, so next is arguments of a function. Arguments are the values passed inside the parentheses of function. A function can have any number of arguments. There is nothing but inside the brackets there is a thing called parameters, right? Parameters is nothing but the objects which we pass inside the function. Okay, so don't worry, we'll be seeing all those things. Types of arguments. Python supports various types of arguments that can be passed at a time of a function call. Let us discuss each type in detail. Default arguments, keyword arguments, and variable length arguments. Okay. So before going to this one, let us see how to create a function, how to execute a function. Okay. So and after that, let us see the types of arguments. Okay. So just open your Visual Studio Code, and what you're gonna do is Control plus N, Control plus, and let us write basic function dot py, and we have seen the syntax of function, right? So first of all, write a function in Python to add two numbers. So Let us keep this here, and let us write the normal code here. Normal code is nothing but without using functions. Okay, so without using functions, how it gonna be? Write a program to add two numbers. What will you do? First of all, you will take two inputs. That is num1 equal to int of input, enter number one, and similarly number two equal to int of input of enter number two. And after that, what are you gonna do? Let us take one addition equal to num1 plus num2, and what are you gonna do? Just print it. The addition of two numbers is, and just put a comma over here and write addition. Okay, so save it and let us run it. Okay, let us try to run it again. Okay, so there is a extension matchup, I guess. So let us just go to Python. Let us just try to disable and enable it so that it will work perfectly. Now let us try to run it. So let us try to run this program, and once we run this, we will be getting a user input, enter number one, press enter 12, and let us enter 18. And automatically the addition of two numbers is 30. It will be printed, right? So this is the Python program to add two numbers without using functions. Okay, so now let us try to write the same code with using functions. So I have said we have to use def keyword in order to define a function, def space, and let us give a function name. You can give the function name anything. Okay, so let us just give addition of numbers, and inside the parentheses, so here we are trying to add two numbers, right? That is num1 and num2. So what we're going to do is just write num1 comma num2 here. Okay, these are called as parameters, function parameters, and put a colon over here and take an indent block and just copy this code and paste it here, and make sure these have proper indentation. Okay, so what happens is, let us remove this input statements. Okay, so now what is the thing is, we have written a function that we're using a def, and the function name is addition of numbers, and we have taken the two parameters, that is num1 comma num2, and we have taken one more variable addition, and in the addition we are storing the sum of these two numbers, right? And after that you are printing the addition of two numbers is this one. And now in order to call this function, we need to write the exact function name, that is addition of numbers, and put a bracket here, and we need to pass a num1 comma num2 here. Now for example, we want to add 5 comma 6, 5 comma 6, and that's it. We have called the function. That is, now let me run it, show it. The addition of two numbers is 11. How it is running? Once here we are calling the function addition of numbers 5 comma 6. There is nothing but in the place of num1 5 will come, and in the place of num2 6 will come. Okay, and after that these two statements will be executed. What is it? Addition equal to 5 comma 6, that is 5 plus 6, 11. It will be printed. And now let me show you the exact use of function. We can use multiple times the same code. You can use the multiple times. Just write 9 comma 10 here and run it. The addition of two numbers is 11. The addition of two numbers is 19. What is 9 plus 10? 19, right? So I hope you guys got it. What is the use of the function? There is nothing but it can be used multiple times. Once we call the function, calling the function is nothing but just write the function name, and what are the parameters here? Num1 comma num2. There is nothing but two numbers we should pass. Okay, so that's it. It is very easy, right? So functions are very useful. They are useful to repeat the same statement multiple times. Okay, and this is without return type. Okay, so we are not using the return type. Okay, so for example, if you want to return something, so this is also right. I'm just showing you the another way. What you're gonna do is just go here and write return addition and just add print here. I'll show you what I'm doing here right now. Print. We are directly getting the answer 11 and 19. What is the use here? There is nothing but instead of print statement, you are using return. There is nothing but first when we call, when this line will be executed, 5 is passed to num1, 6 is passed to num2, and inside addition 5 comma 6 will be stored. That is 11, and we are returning 11. Addition is nothing but 11, right? We are returning 11 into the function call. Okay, so inside this one 11 will be stored now. Okay, then we are printing 11 directly. Okay, and coming to this one, once we are calling the function 9 comma 10, 9 comma 10 are passed to num1 comma num2 respectively, and after that addition equal to 9 plus 10, that is 19, and we are returning the addition inside this statement. Okay, so inside the statement now 19 is being stored and we are directly printing the 19. Okay, so I hope you guys got it. This is with the return type, and if we remove this one also it doesn't matter, and if you remove that one we need to write the print inside the function and you need to remove the print here. Okay, so we cannot use print in the both outside the function and inside the function. Okay, however, identifying which is outside and which is inside, if it has indent block here, that is nothing but a tab space, then it is inside the function, or else it is outside the function. Okay, so I hope you guys got it. What is happening here? That is the basics of functions. You guys got it, right? So now let us also write one more, average of num.py. Okay, so for example we want to find the average of 5 numbers. Okay, so what we're gonna do, def space, let us just write average, and how many numbers we have thought of? 5 numbers, right? So let us write n1 comma n2 comma n3 comma n4 comma n5, and after that one what we're going to do is, let us take a variable and let us result equal to n1 plus n2 plus n3 plus n4 plus n5 whole bracket, and let us write 5. That is nothing but total sum of the numbers divided by number of numbers available, that is 5 numbers. It will return the average of the numbers, right? Let us print the average of given numbers is, and comma result. And if you, in order to use this function we need to call the function, right? Calling the function is just write the function name and pass the numbers in the place, and let us try to find the average of first 5 numbers. The average of given numbers is 3. Okay, so that is nothing but 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 1 10, and 2 plus 3 5, 10 plus 5 15, 15 by 5 is 3. Okay, so I hope you guys got it, and let me just comment out each thing. This is creating function or defining function, and these two statements are function statements. Okay, and this one is function call. Okay, so let us also make one more function call, that is 10 comma 9 comma 8 comma 7 comma 6. So we got the answer here. Okay, so have you guys got it? What is the use of function? And let us see what else we can do. Okay, so we have completed up to this types of arguments and default arguments, keyword arguments, and variable length arguments. Okay, so default argument is, so first let us see what is a default argument. A default argument is a parameter that assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call for the argument. Okay, so let us create it. Let us understand it through a program, default program dot py, and let us take a program to multiply or okay. So let us do a program define student data and school name comma student name comma roll number. Okay, and let us just print and just a sample data, right? Sample data. Okay, and let us try to print school name and just write school name here. Print student name and we are student name, and let us also print rule number comma rule number. Okay, so let me show you what is the use of default arguments. And in order to use this function we need to call it, right? How will you call it? Just write the function name, student data, and school name. School name is a string, right? So we need to write inside double quotes. So let us take our school name as CBIT, and student name is also a string, and let us write a name and let us write a rule number. Rule number is an integer, so we do not write inside a string, and let us pass it as 15. Now let us try to run the program. Sample data, it is printed, and school name is CBIT, student name given, and roll number is also given. And now what is the use of the default argument is, for example, we are having a data of 100 students, and for 100 students we need not to pass this CBIT, right? So what we're going to do is just take it, just copy the school name thing, remove it, and put it last, and what you do is put here. Okay, and just remove this one. That is nothing but only student name and rule number it will take. Automatically it will take the school name as CBAT. Okay, so now let us try to run it, and we got the same answer. See, I hope you guys got it right. So that is nothing but default argument is nothing but this argument is set into something defaultly. That is nothing but you need not to pass every time the school name. That okay. So for example, if you are having 100 students, you every time you need not to pass the school name as CBIT because they are all from same school, right? So I hope you guys understood. And for example, there is a student which is from another school. So what you're gonna do is just call the function, pass some name and pass some rule number, and if you want to change the school name into something else, just pass it, it will replace CBIT. Okay, and let us check MGIT now. Now let us run it. Okay, so this is the first data, that is nothing but CBIT, and here in the second data it is MGIT. Okay, so there's nothing but default arguments. Default arguments are used when you are passing the same argument in the different functions calls again and again. Okay, so I hope you guys got it, and let us see the keyword arguments and variable length arguments in the next lecture. Okay, so I hope you guys understood today's concepts, and if you guys have any kind of doubts, don't forget to ask us and we will be there to assist you. Okay, thank you.